This is the video on the different types of memory. First, we will start with definitions of the different types of memory. There are 6 types. They are explicit, implicit, semantic, episodic, declarative, and non-declarative or procedural. Explicit memory or declarative memory is one of the 2 main types of long-term human memory. It is conscious, intentional recollection of factual information, previous experiences, or concepts. Implicit memory is a type of long-term memory that is acquired and used unconsciously and can affect thoughts and behaviors. One of the most common forms is procedural memory, which helps people perform certain tasks without conscious awareness of these previous experiences. Semantic memory is a type of long-term memory involving the capacity to recall words, concepts, or numbers, which is essential for the use and understanding of language. Episodic memory is a type of long-term memory that involves conscious recollection of personal experiences, complete with their context in terms of time, place, and associated emotions. It is the person's personal history of experiences. Declarative memories are memories available to consciousness that can be expressed by language, such as Paris is the capital of France, something you declare. Non-declarative memory is also known as procedural memory. These are unconscious memories, such as motor skills and associations. Knowing how to ride a bicycle is non-declarative memory. So obviously, explicit memory can be semantic, episodic, and declarative, while implicit memory can also be non-declarative in nature. Let's look at this again as qualitative types of memory. There are 2 types, declarative, which is conscious memory, and non-declarative, which is unconscious memory. Declarative memory is made from daily episodes and experiences in our lives, language with words and their meanings, and history, which is your own personal experiences and learning. Non-declarative memory can be broken down into motor skills, like riding a bicycle, associations, priming cues, and puzzle-solving skills. Non-declarative memories are difficult to express, but easy to perform. It is difficult how to solve a puzzle, and in fact, it may disrupt one's ability to solve the puzzle while trying to describe what they're doing. One type of memory most often neglected is phylogenetic memory. In psychology, phylogenetic memory is a memory present at birth that exists in the absence of sensory experience and appears to be in the genome of the organism. It is based on the idea that common experiences of a species become incorporated into its genetic code. Newborn birds have been tested by moving a shadow of an object over the bird. The bird does not react to a circular shadow, shadows of goose, songbirds, or gulls, but the bird will show escape responses when the shadow passed over them is in the shape of a hawk, a falcon, or another raptor. These birds have never seen a raptor, so this memory is innate. Temporal memory is memory organized by time. So we have immediate memory, which lasts maybe a second or so, such as remembering to carry the 2 when adding a column of numbers. Then there is short-term memory, where you hold the memory for a few minutes. Then there is long-term memory, where the memory can be stored for years or even the rest of your life. If a memory is important enough, it will move from immediate memory to short-term memory, such as directions of go 1 mile down the road and then turn right. Short-term memory can become consolidated into long-term memory, like when studying for this course. Hopefully you're putting this information into long-term memory. At times, immediate memory can go directly into long-term memory if there is a strong emotional attachment, like remembering your first kiss. All three types of memory rely on forgetting as well, an important process to keep the mind from being too cluttered with unimportant information, like where you put your car keys. Storage of memory occurs throughout the brain, but requires an intact hippocampus to retrieve the memory in the future. The hippocampus is in the medial temporal lobe and apparently looks like a seahorse, because hippocampus means seahorse. These neuroscientists didn't get out much. The hippocampus can be considered the computer in the library, which tells you where the book is located so you can get the information from the book. And the book is not in the computer, it is elsewhere. If you lose function of the hippocampi, you will lose the ability to make long-term memories. So in essence, you can no longer make new memories. This experiment shows what happens when a hippocampal function is lost. In the top row is a normal mouse. It is put in a water bath that has a plastic platform underwater in one area. The mouse swims until it reaches the platform where it can rest. The first time the mouse is placed in the water, it takes a long time for it to find the platform, but by the 10th time it knows exactly where to go to reach that platform. This is not the case in the mouse that has had its hippocampi lesioned. Since the hippocampi no longer work, the mouse cannot remember where the platform is. Every time it goes in the water, it is like the first time. It swims around and around until it accidentally finds the platform. This is a human experiment done with normal controls, Parkinson's patients on their medication, and Parkinson's patients off their medication. This is the memory test. Start at box A. Let's say if you pick the yellow door, you will get the reward. Now they add box B. Here, let's say if you pick the gray door, then you can go to box A and pick the yellow door and get the reward. Then add box C. So pick the purple door, then the gray door, and then the yellow door and get the reward. Then add a fourth level. So pick the red door, then pick the purple door, then pick the gray door, then pick the yellow door. It is a progressive memory test. This is a graph of the results. Normal controls can figure this out pretty easily for all 4 boxes and remember it. Parkinson's patients on their medications do well until about the 3rd box is added. The Parkinson's patient off their medications start to fail with the 2nd box. Parkinson's patients have problems with the hippocampus and memory. For declarative memory, short-term memory goes into long-term storage in the cortex, such as Wernicke's area for language skills and the temporal lobe for remembering faces. For storage of non-declarative memory, the short-term memory goes into areas of the brain associated with motor movement, the cerebellum, basal ganglia, and premotor cortex. There are some learning problems caused by gene mutation. This diagram shows how a control mouse can travel through a maze and obtain food. A mouse with an SCN2A mutation can follow the maze for a short while, then falls off the course and does not get to the food. This gene has been found to be a component in the autism spectrum and may be part of the learning problems seen in autistic children. All told, I believe that there have been times in my past where I've been hit with the neuralizer by the men in black, wiping away some memories from my brain, but I don't know for sure. This ends the video on the types of memory.